All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijack Podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris Unholy Jesus.
What's up, fam? Welcome back.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Media Hijack, episode 185. Before we get started, if you guys want to get some official Media Hijack t-shirts, you can head over to the MediaHijack.com. Grab you some official t-shirts. Chris, you got on? Oh, you got on that new one, huh?
Which one?
Is that the one I got you?
Yeah.
I need a black one, man. Is that black or blue?
Oh, black.
That's black. I need one of those. I don't even have that one. But yeah, if you guys want to get some shirts, grab you one of those t-shirts. It's nice. Simple. Also, if you guys want to catch the replay for this live Twitch video, we're on YouTube. Check our channel out. You can rate, comment, subscribe over there. Oh yeah, we're on TikTok too. I never even talk about that. But you guys can follow us on TikTok. We're on TikTok. Pretty famous there, right?
Yeah, we got good followers. Good followers. Sometimes our videos be hitting. Sometimes it might miss. Sometimes they hit like late bloomers, and then they blow up later.
Yeah, that's weird.
We get good. I'm starting to see more and more conversations pop up on our stuff too. So that's dope.
Yeah, I was starting to think like, man, we should just do all controversial stuff. But then I was like, at what cost? Like, does it destroy your own soul trying to get into like some dirty stuff?
Right. How badly do you want this?
Right. It's like, do you really want to go down this path? Get your hands real dirty. Get a knock on the door like, hey, I didn't like how you talked about me, and I found out where you guys live.
Right? You get fucking doxxed.
Yeah, you get fucking swatted. I guess that's the term, like where they
police raid your house and get
hey, police, this guy killed his whole family. Go fucking get him, Tiger.
Right. Hey, man, there was a you ever see like on a streamer one time on Twitch got swatted while he was on Twitch Live, like just cops kicking the damn front door.
There was actually a recent one from a UFC fighter, right? He's a champion. You know Sugar Sean O'Malley?
Yeah.
He's got the clown hair, everything's all colorful.
Yeah, right.
Somebody like swatted him. Like they told the cops like, hey, like he killed his family or some shit like that, and he got swatted like live. And then they showed him on his door cam and everything. Like the SWAT came in, right? They busted up his Ring doorbell and everything.
Yeah.
And then when they found out, like, yeah, somebody just made a prank phone call on him. They're like, holy shit, this is crazy. They're doing it to like celebrities.
Right? Did they ever find out who did it?
No, it's almost impossible, man.
Yeah.
It's really almost impossible to find out. Because they whoever knows how to do stuff, like if you can figure out somebody's address just by watching them on the stream, they're not going to find you. Because you're probably going through so many backdoors just to call the local police department in that area just to swat somebody live on stream.
Oh, real.
It's dangerous. It's scary, dude. Because imagine they kick your door down, right? And then like, fuck it. And then this one crazy cop is like, nope. Pop, 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 pop.
Right. He got a gun, and it's actually a damn fucking PC mouse. Shit.
Yep. People are crazy, man. They just... what kind of life? Your life got to be that messed up where you become like I should stop talking. They might get us.
Yeah, we're saying too much.
Let's get these small streamers. Like, no. We don't need that. All right, guys, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, give us that 5-star frog splash. All right, so main topic for tonight, we're going to be talking about the tall whites, aliens. You ever heard about these tall whites?
Yes, I did hear about them before.
You know why they call them tall whites?
Because they tall and black?
Because they tall and white.
My bad.
All right, so let's get into the origins and the background of this whole story. All right, so the tall whites are often described as extraterrestrial beings with a tall, slender build with blonde hair, pale skin, large blue eyes, and then their height is reported to be like 6-7 feet tall, which is like, if you think basketball, they're like normal, like tall on the spectrum for a basketball player. Yeah, they're. But how many tall, pale, white males do you see walking around on the street? It's not a lot, right?
No.
But if you ever go like to an NBA game, right? Everybody's like normal height, like in the audience. And then when you look at the basketball players, they're like super tall. You're like, damn, there's like tall ass people like this around.
Yeah, it's like when the game's over and they go start like talk to the press and shit. They stand next to like reporters. They're like, oh my god, like
they're tall like as shit. I seen one at the airport one time. I was like, damn.
Yeah,
a tall ass dude. Man. And they're the basketball players.
Right.
So imagine like these aliens like just being really tall. Like they look like humans, but just really tall, pale, white humans with blonde hair. That's not a normal thing like you usually see outside.
Hell no.
Right. So this dude, his name Charles Hall, right? He is the primary source for all the information that came out on the tall whites because he was a former U.S. Air Force weather observer, like who claimed to encounter the tall whites while he was stationed at the Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada in the 1960s. Hey. So this dude, I don't know like how high his rank was, but he said he was like one of like the smart genius guys. That he was so smart they like he could pick any base he wanted to work at. And then I think they sent him to that base, and then he was just chilling at that base, basically. Like, they put him at, like, this station where it's just him, and he's just looking out, I guess, in the middle of nowhere. He had the station in this random-ass base in Nevada. And then when he got stationed out there, they told him a story like, hey, watch out for that white horse, something like that. I forgot. I should have wrote down more of this story.
White horse. I think white horse means cocaine in his 80s or whatever.
But so he was like, okay, they're just messing with me. Like, I'm not gonna catch nothing weird out here. So like weeks passed and stuff, and then he started like seeing weird stuff like out in the distance. Right. I think one of the story was he saw like a little girl. She's not tall. But he saw like a little white girl, like she was like glowing, I guess. And then like he encountered her, and I think he had some type of like an engagement with her where he was like, okay, this is not a normal person. This is something like outside of what he'd know to be normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he said he saw these tall whites, right, at this Air Force base in Nevada. This was in the 1960s. And then it forced him to write like a book, like, because he had all these encounters like with these beings from other planets. Like he was like, no one's gonna believe me, you know. So he wrote a book. It's called The Millennial Hospitality, where he detailed all his experience that he had like encounters with these beings from other planets and stuff. He was saying how like their behavior is not like normal. Like what I was saying, how they communicated with him is like through telepathy, which like they're speaking like with their minds and stuff. Like you could have like a question in your head and they'll answer it in your head. You'd be like, holy shit, are you in my head?
Right.
Would you freak out like if something like that happened?
Yeah. I wouldn't even make sense. I'm like, what is else? I would think I was losing my mind for a second.
I had that happen before, and it was scary, dude.
Somebody shoot you like telepathy, like.
Because I was like, "How are you inside my head?" I was like, no, stop the game." I was done. Turn the light on. I'm done. It's weird. Right? Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, do you know anything about this story about the tall whites and the dude? His name is Charles Hall.
Not too much, to be honest. I've heard of them, but I'm not very super duper familiar with them at all. But I've heard of them, and when you showed me the picture of them earlier, I was like, oh shit, they look like Barbie dolls, and that's how I always imagine what a tall white would look like a Barbie doll. The hair not as long as like the hair being way longer, but
like a tall ass Barbie doll. Well, there's actually like a video. I don't know how real this is, but there's like this dude that lives in Russia, right? He makes YouTube videos, and then he claims to be like a tall white, and if you watch his videos, this dude do look crazy. Like he wears like a black trench coat, black glasses, and then he wears like a top hat. Out in the middle of the sun, dude. And then he talks about like how he's a tall white, and then he tells you everything that's happening like in the world and stuff we can do to make changes. Because he's like, it's me. I'm back. I'm one of the tall whites, and I'm here to tell you that blah blah blah, so and so. There's a problem in this area of the world, and if you guys want to fix it, here's a solution to the problem. And he gets on he gets on camera and talks all the time. But he does look tall and white. And like, one thing weird about him, he doesn't even look like a normal human. He does look weird, like awkward, like he looks like a.
Is he like albino?
Never mind. But he doesn't look all there, you know.
Yeah.
Mentally.
But he's like, does he look like an albino person, or he look like he actually don't look human at all?
Let's see.
I say albino people don't look human.
He does. You know. He does still look human, but I don't know. I think the way he carries himself, it makes him like he doesn't seem like normal human behavior.
He ain't from here.
Yeah, because his YouTube channel is not big or nothing. I don't think like none of his stuff is monetized like that. So I mean, he's just out there like giving like a message. So
damn,
I don't know, man.
You say he's walking around with a trench coat and
full black trench coat. He looks tall as shit. And
he sound like what the fuck that was out? I was watching the other night. What was it? This movie called Dark City. It's basically like The Matrix before The Matrix came out.
Damn.
And there's these beings that exist on this alien planet called strangers. Because the concept of the movie Dark City is basically like, what was the plot line? This guy wakes up one day and, you know, spoiler alert or whatever. This movie's like 30 years old now, but he finds out that this simulation that he's living in, he was actually abducted from Earth and put on an alien planet. And this alien planet that they live on is controlled by these beings called the Strangers. And they're all white, and they wear black hats, and they wear like all black trench coats.
What?
And there's 3 of them in the movie.
Holy shit!
And their ability is like, huh?
That might be the same dude.
And that's what I was like, holy shit! I just saw a movie with these. When you said black trench coat hat, I was like, it's like the Strangers from Dark City, where on this alien planet they act like the police towards humans that exist there. And anytime a human starts to wake up from this, you know, alien world that they live on, they walk around. They're like the cops, and they rewrite reality. They change it and they reshape it. And you wake up the next day like, wait, did this really happen? Like a weird deja vu, and it did happen, but you question yourself about reality, and they all live on this, and all the humans live on this alien planet, and they're all white, and the strangers are all white, like pale white, like
these are the tall whites, shades, man,
and wear shades,
and the round shades, right?
Yes,
he wear round glasses.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy
it sounds
shit.
just like the strangers, like these reality warping aliens.
That is wild.
Right?
Might be the same thing. All right, so like as far as like technology, he said they possess highly advanced technology, of course, including a spacecraft that can travel incredible speeds. He said their lifespan is to be like longer than a normal human, possibly live in several centuries, so hundreds of years old. He said that their behavior, they're often depicted as curious and cautious around humans with strict protocols for interaction. So even though like maybe they do come in peace, they're still weary of like humans because of how volatile our behavior is, right? We could be normal 1 second, and then next thing you know, you're getting stabbed by somebody random.
All right. I don't blame them. Humans scare me too. I get it.
Yeah, you just never know. Like it just takes that one little thing that can trigger somebody to do something to where you're like, oh my God, I'm bleeding now. So, cooperation. How do you say cooperation? Well, they worked with the military. Like what Hall was saying, like he said that there was like like they were working together with the tall whites and the U.S. military, mostly involved in like technology exchange. So the U.S. military was working with these tall whites. They were giving them, I'm not sure what exactly they were giving the tall whites in exchange for their technology. But I mean, if you think about it, what would an alien from another planet want, like from humans, for an exchange of technology? Like let's say we had no iPhones, right? But they're like, oh, we got this technology iPhone. You can use internet on your handheld device.
Yeah.
What could you give us for this type of technology?
For a good trade off. Oh man, it might be like be like the resource that we might need, like some like, hey, you want this iPhone? You got dark matter or some shit. What y'all got, man? Like,
give us Terrence Howard.
Give them the first generation iPhone. They probably like, look, we're gonna start you off at square one.
Yeah, or like the other one is like they wanted to experiment with humans because of, I don't know if we're advanced human being structure, but they're like, all right, we're curious about your humans because for some reason you guys can tap into like other realms by just using drugs or meditation. They're like, we're curious about that. We want to experiment on you humans because we're wondering why you guys can get to this other realm and we cannot. And we'll give you this technology in exchange, and you let us mess with like 1,000 humans, but you guys got to deliver them to us.
Man, who do you think, if that was the case, who do you think they would round up? Probably homeless people?
White people?
Man, shit, no, they be the ones trying to get everybody else.
Well, I mean, homeless people.
Shit might be my black guy.
Actually, there was this other story, right? I don't know if it's like the same like with this story, but the aliens were like, hey, like give us like 1,000 of your people. And then the president's like, okay. And then what the president did, he gave them like homeless people, but they're like low quality people to where like they couldn't really do like studies on them because it was so difficult. They're like no, give us like a human that actually wants to do it. Like we want a high quality human that actually wants to be a part of like this whatever the study program. Like they want them to want to do it.
So we want volunteers.
Yeah, we want volunteers. We want like legit people that's not going to squirm around, start fighting everybody because they're like, no, stop giving us homeless people.
That makes sense.
The smell is too strong and they hit hard.
They smell like feet.
Like I got bit by one. Like it's messy. They squirm too much. Like we can't work with this. It's too much.
Got bit by a sharp homeless. He got bit by sharp homeless teeth.
Yeah, they're like, no, give us a human that actually wants to do this. It's gonna.
See, I'd be curious how many humans in real life would actually be like down for that. I mean, I wouldn't volunteer. I'm good.
I think a lot. Like, I mean, who knows? Like, if the government offer you like this amount of money, right? You're already in the program. They're like, hey, we're doing a special program now, and you've been selected, and we're gonna offer you. After this is done, we're going to give you like $500,000, 1 year's pay if you just do this program, super top secret program, where we cannot talk about this when you're done. It's going to be all top secret, and you can never talk about this. Because the things that's going to happen to you, they're like 30% you might not come back. But if you do come back, you're gonna be sitting on $500 million. I mean $500,000. 1 year pay.
Man, only 30%. And I don't like them odds.
So 30% you might not come back. And then like fuck it. It's like what do I gotta live for anyway? I'm gonna do it.
Okay. I'm depressed. I'm going through depression anyways. Let's go.
Right. So I think that would be like an exchange. Because, I mean, what type of technology could we offer them, right? Like, what are we going to give them?
Yeah, I mean...
What?
Yeah, because they've always, like, with people like, I think, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I forget that one Japanese dude that used to be on all those space shows. Yeah. They always used to talk about if aliens ever show up to Earth, they would probably want nothing from us because if you could space travel, there's literally nothing we could offer them that would be sufficient if they got the technology to travel. They probably got resources that we've never even heard of. If you can travel through space, obviously they got an upper hand on us already. So, it'd have to be.
I know what we got that they probably don't have. We have a lot of good food here.
We probably do, yeah.
If you think about it, like humans, like as far as like the cuisine goes, like it's advanced like big time from what they were eating in Moses' days. I'm pretty sure all the stuff they ate just had salt on it.
Yeah, I'm
right?
thinking
Like
like what would
salted
aliens
fish,
eat?
salted beef. But now we came to like a stage where like the food is almost like you can't even tell what's exactly in it, but like the spices all
Right,
work together. Like holy shit, what is that? How they do this?
right.
So
To
I
the
think
point you'd be like,
we're really next level when it comes to eating.
yes, to the point where you'd be having to Google ingredients. Like, man, like, oh shit, I didn't even taste like I thought I tasted that little hint of something, something in it. Like,
Yeah. Some, what is this? Lavender? I made that up. I don't know, but I'm trying to think of that one spice. It's like really, it's a rare spice. It's like a 1 gram. It's like $200 for a gram of this spice. It's like some red
it
something. Damn,
was
man, I
like,
don't know. I don't know the name. It's some type of
it
red
was like,
spice.
oh, it's like red spice. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like gold dust type. It's
No,
like
no,
gold
no,
or something.
no. It's more valuable than that. Damn it, I forgot. But yeah, I think like one thing like we have here on this earth might be the human cuisine.
Yeah.
You know why I say that?
Hello, alien.
I remember this episode in Dragon Ball where the gods they visit Earth, right? And you know they think they're better than everybody, but then when they ate the food that the humans have, they're like, "Holy shit,
Yeah, I
next
remember that.
level!"
Yeah, that I remember. What was it? Beerus was about to wipe everybody out, and it was like, no,
Right?
keep feeding him, man. If he stops eating, he might kill us. Like, let him
Yeah, he was gonna
keep
blow the
bringing him
whole
food.
planet up until he ate like the food out here, and he was like, "Holy shit, nope, don't blow it up. Like they got something going on here."
That'd be wild. Like if in real life an alien invasion was about to pop off, and what saved the world was like, all right, guys, we need like create like an earthly Thanksgiving. Like it's like Thanksgiving, but on a planetary level for
Yes,
aliens.
shit,
Kind
Michelin
of like
10
how they do with
star.
Native Americans.
Yeah,
Set up a
that
little dinner
shit.
for them. As soon as aliens get close to us, cough on them.
Yeah, or give him I don't
The
know,
germs will get in their eyes.
give him some flan. Flan is a weird dessert, right? But it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Hall, he was also saying that their living quarters was said to live in a secret military installation, and they everything blended in with like the regular human infrastructure. So they were living like amongst like the military people, and a lot of the military people they didn't even know they're living with aliens because you know tall whites they just thought like oh tall ass white dude.
Mhm.
They didn't know that these were like aliens.
Man, like, oh man, it's Larry Bird. No.
It's like most of the story, it all came from this dude named Charles Hall, and there's a lot of controversy, like with this whole story, the whole UFO lore. Some people believe it, a lot of people they don't believe it. They're like, okay, like what's so special
Of
about this
course.
dude? But if you actually listen to him talk about like his story, he does seem just like a normal old man telling his story. I don't know what he got to gain from it. Like even from his book, I'm pretty sure he didn't even sell that many of his books because the way he talks, the dude talks very boring, dude. He's like
Mm-hmm.
somebody that talks on documentary, like with no enthusiasm. Like it's
It's dry.
hard like to get into like what he's saying, but I believe his story, man. I don't think he was. There was too many like little details about his experience because he was like in like the Vietnam War and everything. He fought and all that
Mhm.
shit, and he said
Yeah,
just
I'm not surprised.
was that
Yeah, and I'm not surprised Nellis Air Force Base would have a bunch of weird shit back then because it ain't too far. It's right next to Area 51, so
right, right, yeah. It was in Nevada.
they're
Yep.
like within like spitting distance. So
Yeah, then he just happens to be out there, and he was one of those like skeptics too, because like the people that did work at that same place that he worked at, where they're like, "Hey,
mhm.
watch out for that white horse and stuff." They're like, "All right, just stop trying to scare me because it's not gonna work."
Yeah,
Until he saw it himself, and he was like, "The fuck? Like this
oh
is
shit.
real? Like did you guys weren't trying to scare me? Like you guys were really saying something?"
Mm.
Because there was like other military people that did work on that same base like he worked, where they did the same thing, where he was just stationed out there just to just basically watch nothing, dude. And they said
Yeah,
like some of the people came back like crazy, like they freaking freaked out and like what? Because the nurse is like, what the hell happened? So because he told that Hall told the story to the nurse, and then the nurse is like, oh yeah, something's out there.
yeah.
This is when his head starts spinning. It's like something to this place.
Mm.
Yeah,
God damn.
but yeah, that's all I got about that. Tall whites, they out there. They're amongst us. They're probably in the NBA right now. Kobe,
Right.
you know?
Dunking shit.
Yeah. Dunking on people.
Oh man, hiding in plain sight.
Hiding in plain sight. Like, they could be, like, fucking riding the train with you. Remember I told you that one story I thought it was, like, the weirdest, like, white guy, like, I ever seen on the train? Because it's almost like I could smell his cells dying. I could literally smell it. I was like, damn, this guy smells so different, you know? And then in my head, I was saying, like, I was like, look at me if you can hear me through my head. And he looked up, and I was like, motherfucker. I was like, this something's going on, you know? But what I remember the most was his smell. Like, it just smells so, it's strong, but it almost smells like a chemical, but like a chemical it sounds like it's rotting, like a dead chemical. I don't even know how to describe it, but I was like, this dude is dying, like, in front of me.
So it was like disgusting.
Yeah, it was like his skin was deteriorating.
Decaying or some shit.
Yeah, it was like a decay smell, but chemical smell. How do you describe that?
Oh, I don't know.
Embalming fluid? I don't know.
Oh, embalming fluid.
Yeah, formaldehyde. 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 I sound dumb.
And he was just like a tall white.
No, he was normal height. But remember that one story I was telling you guys about? It was like a Sunday afternoon, right, at work. Everything's all quiet. And then I got off the train, right? And then I saw this black dude with his head looked like a bulb. Like your typical alien head, right? But it's a black dude with glasses. And his head looked like a bulb. And I was like, and I was walking behind him. I was going to get my phone out, take a picture so I could show you. But I was going down like the escalator, and I was like, man, this dude he looks like a damn alien. And then out of nowhere, like, this is nobody at the station, right? It's just me and him. Nobody at the station. Out of nowhere, he screamed so loud, dude, that it echoes, like, within the whole train station. And it made me jump. I was like, I didn't expect that. It was scary because his head was like a bulb, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, like a light bulb. Yeah.
Like
so what, he's like just walked away after that?
Yeah, he got off the escalator, then he just went on his way. But the weird thing,
left.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, like, why did he scream so loud?
Probably sending out a signal to his people back on the motherland, on the mothership.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe he knew I was onto him.
Sending out a homing beacon.
Yeah, I was like, you an alien, man? Do something. Ah!
Hey man, you have a very funny shaped head. Can I ask you a question? Are you an alien?
I was like, damn, this guy looks fucking weird.
Yeah, excuse me, brother. I don't mean to be rude, but are you from here? And I don't mean Atlanta.
Are you from Earth? Like, nah, don't talk like that.
What is your set? Bob says maybe he works in the morgue. The previous guy, the guy that smelled.
Oh, the white guy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, he looks retired. He looked like he's about to die.
Damn.
You think people can smell people about to die, like animals? Like animals can smell like if you're about to die, and then they become more nice to you?
For real? No?
Yeah, because they feel sorry for you because you're about to die.
They sense it like, oh yeah, you better clock out.
Yeah, like they put your food in the microwave for you, or, you know, like they grab the leash before you even take them out. They're like, here, let me just help you out because you're about to die.
I got you, bro.
Like, you've been taking care of me your whole life. Let me just do what I can do for you because I can smell you. I can smell your death.
Yeah, I think they said like dogs can like smell cancer, right? Some wild shit.
Yeah, they can. That's what I heard. Yeah, they can smell cancer. They can smell like. They know what babies smell like. That's why they don't fuck with babies. Yeah, because they're still fresh from the womb. They can still smell like the residue from, you know, a mother giving birth. Like, it's still stuck on the skin. You know how like babies, they have a smell to them that lasts a long time. That baby smell.
You got the baby mom juice smell.
Right. Like, I was like, holy shit, it's babies smell like this for a long time, and then it just goes away. Yeah, they smell like shit. They smell like human.
That baby smell was start stinking
Yeah,
after a
the
while.
baby smell disappears. Bob says, yeah, they won't mess with you like that zombie Brad Pitt movie. They don't want that old man. Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, animals are super intelligent. They definitely can smell when either like it's a baby or it smells like some dude's about to die, or they can sense something is wrong with you, you know?
Man, when dogs don't be liking people, we be like, oh, you just because you have a demon attached to you, some spirit
Yeah, they're
attached to you.
like, dude, they're like, do you know there's a demon on your back? Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like,
Y'all
oh,
don't see that?
your dog don't like me. He's like, dude, look at your back.
What's about talking about? Oh, she's talking about World War Z with the zombies. They didn't want the old man. Like there was a scene in the movie. When they overran the city and then
Right.
a horde of them just ran around an old man because he had cancer. I guess they didn't want people
He's
with
useless.
terminal
Yeah.
illnesses.
He has no more protein juice or whatever.
Nah, he's more rotted than us. We gotta go around this.
Yeah, it's like he's almost one of us already. Like he has no like his vitals are not good.
he's out there. He's already our brother. So.
Right. Vitamin C's all low and shit.
Hmm.
Levels all low. But yeah, that's all I got with the tall whites. I mean,
Okay.
there's not really much to it. Like it just comes down to, hey, you believe that this actually happened? There was a tall white and they work with the military. I could believe it, right?
Yeah, shit. You might as well work. I can see you working with the government.
Definitely. Do you think like not just like the tall whites? There's a lot of stories about like aliens working with the government. Because we did talk
what
about
else we
like
gonna do?
right, like because if you think about it, like look how far our technology advanced in just a short amount of time span. Like
Hmm.
from when we were kids to how far
Yeah.
we're at now with technology.
Hmm.
Came far, dude. Fast too.
Really fun. I never realized that till I started watching the three body planet thing, the three body problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize how fast we was like hauling ass as a society to like the aliens were like, hey, we have to wipe you guys out right now because in 400 years you guys will be too powerful for us to deal with when we get here. And I was like, they are right from the time frame of how we got here. Not so much how long Earth has been here, but how long humans have been here.
Right.
And just the time frame we've been here. Now we got satellites all up in space and shit. And
Yeah, but like I remember seeing Elon satellites in the sky that other night, where I saw a trail of lights. I was like, "Holy shit!" If I didn't know better, I'd be like, "Oh, that's an alien spaceship." But that was the first time I saw Elon satellites like in the sky, and it was freaking long, dude. Like super long. Yeah, all lit up. I was like, "This is fucking amazing." We came a long way, dude. Like a long way.
yeah, yeah.
Think about
Still
that.
got more to go.
Yeah, and then with this whole AI stuff now,
Mm-hmm.
what is this stuff? And then the people that actually like created it, right? They're like, I don't even know how it's learning like this. Like, we're even mind like baffled. Like we're like the whole self-learning thing. It went out of their hands. It's become like
Yeah.
something where they're like, we can't even take responsibility for this anymore because we're like, it's happening in front of our eyes, but we don't know how it's happening, how it's unfolding. Like it's created like its own thing now.
Yeah, that's even with like because AI is getting so out of control. Like I think the government's starting to have to figure out issues like, hey, because crimes are being committed now with using AI. Like the guy who I think he was going around and like lying on the school principal and shit. Making up stories about him, like being racist towards kids and stuff, and laws. They started to get kind of confused on like how do we start charging people with AI crimes now? Like we don't even know how to police AI right now, really. So it's gonna be a huge learning curve, and it's just this is the age of AI, man. It's moving faster, I think, than anybody's expecting to, because now they're being used in like
Super
in
fast.
almost every aspect of life. It seems like now.
Yeah, like I can't even imagine like just 2 years from now how far AI is gonna go, because
Right?
just from 1 year when we started when I started using like Mid Journey and how far Mid Journey came from when I first used it. This is less than a year. It's incredible now. It's freaking like the imagination of this AI, just from you telling it a few words, it's just beyond like your own imagination.
I've been thinking
It's
about getting back
crazy.
on Midjourney too. I've been thinking about getting back on Midjourney because I just did the free trial. Actually, I did like the $30 a month at first. Then I realized I wasn't using it that much. I was like, I'm gonna just
Mhm.
get back on it when I feel like I need to use it again.
Yeah,
But I've been
definitely.
wanting to check on it. I've been wanting to check on it because this is some stuff I've been seeing on Reddit from Midjourney. I'm like, oh my god, man, this shit's come like a long way from when I first got on it.
Yeah, like it definitely like helps. Like if you like creating stuff, like let's say like you're writing a book, right?
Hmm.
And you need just like you need your imagination to come to life. Like as far as like a paint form or a drawing form, dude. Midjourney can help you tell your own story
Hmm.
and can show you the pictures while you have to hire like a sci-fi artist that works at like $200 an hour and stuff, just making
Yeah,
just one page. You can ask like Mid Journey to make it in 3 seconds
yeah.
for like
A
ten
friend of
dollars a month.
mine. Straight up, like a good friend of mine, he like he's an author. Well, one of his side gigs, like, he writes books and stuff. And he been talking. There's a book series he's been talking about for like 20 years, and he finally put it out on like I think it's
Whoa,
on Amazon when I got it
whoa,
from.
okay.
It's called Chalice. It's this medieval time travel story. It's pretty dope. But his cover art, he did it like Mid Journey, like it's like of
See,
a skull. It looks dope as shit.
yeah, dude. Like you can fast track like your imagination now, especially like with
Yeah,
with AI, and not just with Mid Journey, even with story writing. Like this is
right.
why you're seeing. I mean, I don't know how good the story writing is, but I can tell there's a lot of Netflix, Amazon Prime movies, all those guys. They're using assistants from artificial intelligence to help them either finish the movie or help write like
Hmm.
the part of the movie where like I don't know what else to write for this part, but definitely they're
Yeah,
using artificial intelligence to help write scripts to the movies.
great
Like
man. Look,
100% they're
I
doing
just
that.
I just finished watching Madam Web on Netflix because I heard that movie was like trash.
Uh-huh.
So goddamn, I can't do no thumbs up because I heard the movie was like trash or whatever. So I was like, all right, it's the number one movie on Netflix. They said the viewership for Netflix is higher than it was in theaters. So I was like, all right, let me check it out. I watched half of it last week and I was like, okay, I can't do too much more. I gotta watch it later. So then I watched the rest of it last night and how it ended and everything. I was like, bruh, you can't tell me AI did not write this ending. This
They
shit
probably
was put together
did.
in such a janky way, and
Yeah.
it's
I
very
thought it was
weird.
okay. I thought it was an okay movie. But yeah, you can definitely tell like there's a lot of artificial intelligence that was helping write the whole script to that movie, along with a lot
Man,
of other movies that just recently
a
came out.
lot of
It's
movies.
yeah, a lot.
Process
That's why like for example, the movie I watched recently called Late Night with the Devil. That was
Oh, great
refreshing
movie.
as far as like
Ah,
a horror flick. That was a refreshing movie, and
straight up.
I don't think there was any dull moments in that movie. Like when I had to go wash my hand, I hit pause because I was like, I don't want to miss
I don't
anything.
want to miss shit. Yeah, I'll say
Yeah,
when I was like, hold on, I got a timeout.
yeah, it was good. It was that
Yeah, man.
good. Uh,
Like to the point where like when I got done with the movie, I was kind of like, man, it's been a while since I've seen like a good original movie, man. Like
right.
this is a
Yeah, it was refreshing. I was like, okay, like
yeah.
shit, like finally, like some good story writing.
Because
Cause
in this day and age, all they churn out is like superhero movies now. And I grew up. I'm a superhero fan, like from head to toe, man. Love comic books, love superhero genre. But I mean, it's exhausting, man. I just want to see different movies, and that was a nice step back from
yeah, it was good.
you know shit.
It was like a step back, and then it was more mainly like the story that they were trying to tell with that dude and stuff. I was like, okay, they built it up really good, like the build
Yeah,
up to like whatever happened at the end. I don't want to spoil it. It was good. I was like, damn. And then they hit you with that all that. Holy shit! I can't believe that happened.
right. Because they saw the movie. By the end of the movie, it gets stranger and stranger. I was like, what the hell is going
You're like,
on?
no way. Yeah, it's one of those.
Great
But yeah,
movie though.
cause the last show that I watched where I was like, holy shit, is the whole shit was so good to where I was like, damn, like this is such a good scary horror flick. Was that TV series or the Netflix series? What is it called? Haunting on House Hill. The Haunting on Hill House. What is it called?
Yeah, The Haunting of Hill House. I've never seen that, but I heard that was really good though.
It's one of the best like horror series I've ever seen. It's really good.
Yeah,
It was
I think I tried to watch the first episode and I couldn't get into it. And I was like, maybe I need to come back later when I'm like in a mood for it. And I just never went back to
yeah.
it. But let me try
Yeah,
again.
and then before that I would say Sixth Sense is on my list of one of those movies that was like mind bending as a horror
Oh
flick.
yeah, man. I was like, you know what mine was? Like Blair Witch Project.
Oh, I never actually seen that all the way through.
That movie scared the shit. People will shit on it now, but man, I don't, that movie was revolutionary to me back then. That was
What, Blair
damn.
Witch
That was the
Project?
first movie that
Oh,
had me thinking, huh? Oh, Bob says, how have you not seen it? Blair Witch Project.
I've never actually seen. I've never actually seen Blair Witch Project. I
Classic,
might watch it
man.
tonight.
That was the first. That was like the first movie that had me like with found footage shit. That was like my first found footage movie. So I
Yes,
was like,
that
oh
was
my
like
god, is this real?
that was like one of the first to do that style, the found footage, because it makes it look
Yeah,
real, right? It gives a whole another a depth in storytelling. Because like, holy shit, is this real? Like, is this really found footage?
right.
Yeah, yeah, it was good. Like for that style, that's definitely like a new genre in the horror scene.
Yeah,
So
I watched the making of I watched the making of that movie too, and they was like purposely like putting out propaganda for the movie. Like back in the early ages of the internet, they was actually
right,
putting out like missing persons pictures of the three people in the movie
to make
to
it
make it
seem
seem like it
more,
was like a
yeah,
real thing.
that's
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
man, great marketing.
yeah, they market so good because if I believed it when I was a kid, I was like, holy shit, they fucking just damn witch movie. They all put it together, and that was in the theaters. We could watch what happened.
Right?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we come back. Get into the next story. All right, and we're back with Chris Unholy Jesus.
All right, got a crazy ass story, man. So recently, actually not recently, this is back in 2002. So story goes is like there was this lady in Boston. She was like 69 years old, I think, or somewhere in her 60s, right? She lived in this apartment, and I guess she had like some like mental issues going on. And so one day, her brother's wife came over to the apartment one day to help clean up because I guess the apartment was a mess or whatever, and I guess the lady had like I said, she had mental issues,
All right.
didn't clean up after herself or whatever. So her brother's the crazy lady's brother's wife came over to clean up the apartment. Went over there, and when she opened up the closet, she found oh no, she opened up the freezer and she found a shoebox full of dead babies.
Whoa.
Four shoe boxes of four frozen babies, and found in the freezer of this apartment. And so, like I said, this is back in 2022, and recently they just had her trial, and the court said that she's not gonna, the lady that had the four babies, the four frozen babies, they're actually not going to charge her with anything at all.
Why?
At all. They're actually going to. They say she's not mentally capable of able to stand in trial and defend herself. So they dropped all the charges and what the fuck. And so which is insane to me. But so the thing is with this lady is that so the story goes of what happened is that this lady, because they ran the DNA on the babies, the four babies found in the freezer, and the babies did belong to the woman that actually lived in that apartment. That was all four of her kids, and so when they ran the DNA of these also other four kids, they also found out that their father also died in 2011. So the father had been dead at this point, but so originally the lady that lived in the apartment had five kids, and one of the kids that she had out of the five she adopted. The other four, she froze them and she hid them. She hid them from everyone, and she had four kids, and they also had umbilical cords attached to them and stuff. Some still had the placenta around, like near them and all that stuff, and
Wait,
they were
so
all just
was this
frozen.
a miscarriage?
That they don't know. So that's the thing. The reason why they said they couldn't charge her with anything, they said first to charge any homicide, there must be evidence that the victims were alive, because they can't determine if the babies were alive when they were frozen or they died, or if they were born dead. And they said there also must be a cause of death determined by the medical examiner. In this case, the investigators cannot prove that the babies were either alive or dead, because the way because when you freeze bodies, after death, the longer they stay frozen, it almost becomes impossible to determine the time and a lot of other things. For example, there's this guy named Robert Kalinsky, I think his name was. His nickname was like the Iceman. He was his hitman back in, I think, that was the 70s and 80s, and he was just whacking people left and right. But and what he would do with the bodies, he would always stick them in freezers, right? Stick them in freezers for like 2 to 3 years, and he would take them out and he would just dump them somewhere. So when the cops found the bodies, the cops couldn't determine fingerprints, they couldn't determine what killed these people, they could determine everything because when you get frozen, which is why the scientific reality of cryogenically freezing a human body is kind of like it kind of may not be able to work because it breaks down the cells of the human body the longer a body is staying frozen to the point where you're basically freezing a body for a long period of time destroys any evidence of finding anything about it. And that's why they're having a hard time trying to put anything on this woman because it's like, well, we can't charge her if she was not mentally capable enough, because the lady was, like I said, she has mental issues, so they don't know if she like was mentally unstable to enough to where she didn't know what to do with these babies, and then didn't think of the right way to handle the situation. It was freezing it instead of actually calling the authorities and stuff. But she did it 4 times though, so it ain't like this is like one time thing. So that's why I think it's kind of weird that they couldn't find her guilty on this or any charges. It said second, the autopsy found no signs of an internal or external trauma to the babies and no evidence of obvious injuries. It says third, as the father is now deceased, he cannot be charged with any crimes. Which I'm confused because they don't know the whole story about this. So I don't know why the father that died in 2011, why he would be charged with any crimes. But crazy ass story, man. I don't know how the fuck this lady ain't getting charged still.
Wait, so does she have any living children?
No, none at all. No living children. Now she does have one. I think she's like a daughter. The only child that she has as a child is out there in the world somewhere that she adopted. The other 4 she froze, but nobody else lives with her. She just lived by herself for all those years. They said she got the apartment back in 1982, I think it was. She got the apartment, and they said like her first child that was born that she had, the one she adopted, was I think in 83. And then sometime in that time frame from now to whenever they found whenever her sister-in-law found the frozen babies in her freezer, she had 4 kids in that time frame. And the cops even went and interviewed her co-workers and stuff, saying like, hey, did you see like any signs that she was pregnant? And it was like, no, she never showed. She never, like, she was coming to work all day, every day, acting fine in this whole time. And we didn't even know she had 1 kid. And so she's hiding her pregnancy from a lot of people. That's why I was like, okay, she's hiding the pregnancy from people. What does that mean? That she's capable of lying, which means she was trying to hide the fact that she was pregnant? I don't know. Very weird. They let her off. Some people say it's because she's white. Probably so, because she's like a 67-year-old white lady. That's kind of like, all right, we're not going to worry about you for finding frozen 4 kids.
Right. Just rolled out of bed. Says, how do you become pregnant with 4 babies and no one even noticed?
Yeah, like I said, they interviewed coworkers and from the past. They went down the whole list, and the coworkers like, yeah, like she never showed. So I mean, maybe she wore like a big jacket some days that we didn't really think of. But
yeah.
Other than that,
I mean, she like was she like skinny, like a skinny frame?
They said she was kind of like her, like, but one of the coworkers described her as like a short, stocky lady. So she did have some weight on her. She was like
she's stocky.
So that's probably why.
Right.
Like when you
tell
big bone like that, it's hard to tell if you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she was like a small, like stocky lady, I heard.
Yeah, like, yep, those you can't tell. They just look big,
Actually, they didn't exactly call her. They basically said she was overweight, though, if I remember correctly. One of the coworkers said she was like overweight and short.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to ping that. And you don't want to be rude, but assume somebody's pregnant.
You definitely don't want to be rude. You don't want to jump to conclusion. Hey, are you pregnant? All right. No, motherfucker, I'm just fat.
No, I'm full.
Yeah, like I'm just big bone.
I just ate Chipotle burrito.
Meanwhile, she was pregnant.
Right. But no, wild shit, man. I mean, and this lady just got off now. Now she's free to. I think she might be holding like in a mental ward, I guess. I'm hoping so, something, because you just found 4 dead frozen babies, and then she dodged a charge. Like, look, that's people that don't even murder people in prison. What? I bet you there's drug dealers like, bro, what? I'm doing like fucking 15 years for selling drugs. This lady got 4 dead babies in the house.
Yeah, she's okay.
Yeah, but
it could have been bad for those babies.
Yeah, but then they can't determine if like she knocked him upside the head when they was born, or if they was born dead, or
Well, I mean, didn't you
they
say
said,
like they didn't find like any trauma towards these babies? Like they didn't die of like any.
yeah, they couldn't find anything wrong with it, but they don't know if it's because the bodies were frozen for so long because it's hard to determine the death of something when it's out in the elements for too long. Like heat and too much heat and too much cold will like ruin evidence. Like straight up. That's
Definitely,
why I was
yeah.
always like that's when somebody gets murdered, you gotta be like within 48 hours, you gotta be on top of that,
Yeah, pretty much.
get all the evidence and stuff. But yeah,
Is that it for that one?
yeah, that was it for that little story. I just came across that the other day. I was like, yeah, I gotta bring this crazy ass story up.
That it was crazy. It kind of reminds me of the story I told, like, was it last week where the guy he found like a body of a baby in his freezer,
Man,
but it was
yeah,
like the mom's kid, and the mom told him, "Hey, never touch this box," and he thought it was like cake topper.
yeah. Actually, when I heard this story at first, I thought about your story. I was like, wait, is this the same story? I was like, oh no, this is just like with one
Dude,
lady.
people putting babies in the fridge like it's nothing, man.
Man, nah, fuck, that's wild.
That is wild. All right, next story of the night. All right, so a million-year-old skull found in China belongs to the
Ooh.
Dragon Man. A million-year-old skull.
Oh, did we talk about that last week?
No,
The Dragon Man skull?
no,
Oh, we
no,
did.
we didn't.
They found it by the river, Dragon River.
No, did they?
I think so.
Let me scanning through the whole article. No, we didn't talk about this, did we?
I swear we did. That's the topic I had. I found it on IFL Science. But let's run it again. Maybe
Holy
you might
shit.
find something new.
All right, so a scientist believes that the skull of an unknown human ancestor found in China may be the fruit of love between two different species, reports from the Daily Mail. So the 900,000-year-old skull is believed to have belonged to a hybrid Homo sapien and a Homo longi, also known as the Dragon Man. The skull, called Yongzhong Man, has baffled scientists due to its strange shape of other features. Let me show you a picture. Look at this.
Yeah.
Got it. It was a story that we told?
Yeah, this is the same exact story. Yeah, but
God damn
yours is
it.
way better. I didn't have a picture with mine.
I have a
This is
picture.
good. Yes, your
But
project
yeah,
is better.
that's God
It's
damn
wild.
it. But yeah, like if you think about it, right? 900,000-year-old skull, like wouldn't that baffle like the whole community? Like,
Man, yeah, because we're always talking about the missing link and shit, and then it seems like more and more they keep finding like other species of humans out there. It's like shit. Because there was like at first I thought it was just Homo sapiens, which is us, and then Neanderthals, but then you start to find like other breeds of humans that also existed, and then you're finding out now that there's other people out there in the world who may have like DNA from the other breed of humans that went extinct. Because there's a time too when they started intermingling, they start mixing up with each other, and may have had some, two different species of human, like humans, same species of humans, but two different types of humans.
right.
And so yeah, because they was like, because I remember when I was reading about the story too about the Dragon Man shit, was that with they were saying that some people within Asia was showing signs of having like two different types of like of like Homo sapiens DNA, and then like another species of DNA of humans that existed somewhere around China or something like that, like millions and millions of years ago, like something wild.
Yeah.
It says like there's some people that still create like those DNA traits of that. I was like, oh wow, they still exist in us.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at some of the Chinese people, right, there's a lot of the people that look like fucking mongrels. I don't know if that's a word, but what the picture, they look like they
Yeah.
kind of look like cave people, but they're Chinese people. And like, is their blood more closely related to like the past where they
Strong
were
features and stuff.
the intermingle between those two different people at that time?
Could be, definitely could be.
And they're still here.
Yeah,
Like
definitely
little
could
small
be.
traces of it, that the DNA like still exists in like people today because they're still having sex with the same, probably like the same people that still carries a little bit of that DNA of the past,
Yeah.
of our past humans.
Yeah, I mean that was like back in the day when like they first, like, Europeans was first trying to colonize America and stuff. There was times where like European colonists would come over here and then they start intermingling with Native Americans, and then like 3 or 4 generations later, you see Native Americans with blue eyes or like with blonde hair or something like that. And they're like, oh, that means y'all were mixing it up with some of the white Europeans that got here. Okay, like, but yeah, it always pops up. Them genes always pop up sometime down the road.
Yeah.
I even know in the black community. I even know in the black community with you see like a light skinned black person, you be like, and you look at their features. Like if you black, you kind of see this. You look at their features, like, hey man, who in your family was white? Like, oh, that was my great grandmother. Yeah, we can kind of see it. Like not an insult, but it's kind of like you can always kind of see like the signs, like the shows of like, hey, you got
Yeah, or in the eyes. Like I seen somebody that was black, but they had like pure blue eyes, and I was like,
my grandfather had that.
I was like, are those really your blue eyes or is it contacts? They're like, it's real blue eyes. And I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah, my grandfather had blue eyes. He had like dark blue eyes. It was crazy as shit.
That's like, yeah, that is crazy, dude, because you don't see that a lot. It's rare. But yeah, like if they found like a skull from 1 million years ago, right? When was the dinosaurs walking amongst us? How far was that?
Probably before then.
Like what, like 50 million?
Like millions of years probably before that. Because I know, like, because I remember, I blame this on the Flintstones. When I was a kid, I used to think that fucking humans, like, and Homo sapiens, caveman people, and all that stuff existed at the same time as dinosaurs. When in reality, they didn't. Like, dinosaurs was like way before humans.
How do you know that?
The Earth was a complete. Well, I mean, granted, there's this comic book series I read a couple years ago called The Empress, and it basically talks about how before humans and during the age of dinosaurs, there was actually like this kingdom of otherworldly people that lived on Earth amongst dinosaurs, but they wound up going extinct too after the dinosaurs. So, and that's an interesting story. It's like I'm talking about they had like an entire like hierarchy, royalty, and then the stories about this female who is the queen to this evil tyrant on Earth during the time of like the Stone Age, not Stone Age, but the dinosaur times. She's like an empress that's trying to get off of Earth. She's trying to escape. That's what the whole story's about. But it exists during the Stone Ages with dinosaurs and stuff like that. That's
okay. Like, would you say it's impossible for dinosaurs and humans to coexist at one point in time? Would that be impossible?
I could definitely see it on some level.
Possible,
like,
right?
Huh?
I think
I could definitely see it
because I'm going to tell your story right after this.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys ready for the story?
Yeah, I'm ready because I was about to say I could definitely see it because I could definitely see it.
Yeah, it's hard. It really is hard to say, but like there is a lot of evidence showing that humans and dinosaurs could coexist at the same time, and I have one example, which was based on in Cambodia, right? Like Angkor Wat, the biggest temple in the world. They have these carvings on the side of the temple where it depicts like I think it was like a stegosaurus, one of the dinosaurs with the spikes on his back, walking like next to like a human, and they had like it's engraved in stone of this stegosaurus on this temple wall, and you're like, holy shit, like what the hell, like dinosaurs existed like in Cambodia. Because before all this happened, right, the temple was built a long time ago before they even discover like the bones of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Or like before they even started like digging up like dinosaur bones. The temple's already built. So you start to think like when you see these engraved images of these dinosaurs on this temple, old ass temple, you start to wonder like, hey, was dinosaurs and humans walking amongst each other?
Right. I mean, it's not like humans back then, which I'm almost guaranteed like archaeology didn't exist back then. I don't think, at least as far as digging up dinosaur bones and putting them together.
Yeah, it wasn't even a thing like that yet.
Yeah, because I even like I heard about this not too long ago. When it comes to archaeology, when they like when you see like dinosaur bone structures in museums and stuff, they never find them whole like that. They find like I heard like less than like 5% of the bones they find are like actually like they like when they find like a skull, they only find like maybe less than like 5% of the skull of all the pieces they find. So they have to like jigsaw everything together and eventually it forms a skull. So they weren't finding like whole pieces of skull and bones in the ground. A lot of that stuff they have to like basically put back together, and especially this day and age, they use computers to help out with that a lot. So back then, it's like, how would they know what a stegosaurus looks like if they weren't doing archaeology? Because archaeology seems like it's more of like a modern day thing than it is,
like how would
pre-technology world.
Yeah, that's the thing that boggles like everybody's mind. Like, how did they know like the whole body of the dinosaur, how it looked like before they even start discovering these bones? Bob in the chat says they got a triceratop in their carvings. Yeah, that's so crazy. Like, this is in Cambodia, a Cambodian temple, where you see these carvings of these dinosaurs. It makes you wonder what really happened in that night in Augusta High School. But yeah, it's wild, dude. History is crazy because
it makes me wonder how wrong we are about so much stuff about the past.
We could be so wrong, dude.
Because the way the story is told is like, okay, there was dinosaurs, they existed. The oxygen on Earth was a lot lighter. That's why insects were massive. They get wiped out by whatever the hell they wiped them out. Millions of years later, after like the world froze up, then thaws out, humans start popping up, and it's like, okay, that's the story that we're told.
Right.
But what if we
got Jesus?
What if we was around with them? Right? Right?
Yeah, like here you go. JC. Religion. Here's Jesus. Or whatever religion. Because it's like religion just popped up, and then people like, there's definitely something higher that probably came down here and did help the human race. Because why would they worship something so imaginary back then, right? It has to be something, dude.
If there's a God that exists, I promise you, it don't look like no man. It's probably like something we can't even comprehend.
Or it could be a man with an iPad, right? They come down in their space, but then he's on his tablet.
Simulation over.
Yeah, that could be their God. It's just somebody with a higher advanced technology that came down here to, maybe they had a job out here to do on Earth. Because you know what's crazy, right? And I'm always going to go back to this, because I think that every human being on this Earth, in our DNA, like we have this type of data that's all, everybody has like a stored base data where we all know the same things that happened, like, in the whole humanity of all of everything and how we all existed from the beginning. Like we all have the same hard drive. It's just the only way you can access it if you, I guess, glitch out your brain by doing either psychedelics or you're able to meditate to a form to where you can access this part of your brain where it holds all the data of the human knowledge, and we all have that same data. Like we can all see that same shit. It's just some have access to it because of what they're doing in their lifestyle to access it, and a lot of us, I would say 90% of us, is closed out to it. And we don't know that the data is there, but it's there. Like we all have it stuck in our head. That's why when we have these psychedelic trips, it comes out and you're like, holy shit, there's so much knowledge. And then you wonder, like, is this my own imagination, or is this knowledge that's already embedded like in my brain?
Yeah.
And I think it's already there, and everybody has access to it.
Like a cloud.
You can say it's like a cloud. We're just all born with like a stock memory, like your operating system. It has all that memory of like everything that happened like in humanity. Like you hold all the knowledge.
There's like I know like in the X-Men comic books they had this thing called like the Resurrection Protocol. Basically, it's like when somebody whenever a member of the X-Men team gets killed in combat, they basically have like this egg that they basically clone. Like they have all the clones, like all the DNA of everybody on the X-Men team on file. So when they get killed in combat, They take it and they put it like in this pod. The pod regrows the body, and then whatever psychic mutant that exists on the team, she has all the memories of everybody on X-Men, and so she basically implants memories into them of everything that's ever happened to them, but she always removes how they died out because they realize like, hey, it's gonna cause trauma if we put the memory of how they died every single time back. So we need to remove that memory and this kind of like, you know, put some white over that shit and then get them back up into the fight again. Kind of like because this to keep the fight going.
Man,
but what became an issue with the Resurrection Protocol was that when they was doing like these implants of memories back into the clones' bodies, they messed up one time and kept the memories of somebody on the X-Men team. They remember all the times they died, and they started losing their mind like, "What the fuck? Y'all been lying to me this whole time? Like, why are we doing this? Like, like
yeah, there's always that one person that remembers everything.
Yeah,
Terrence Howard, but
even in the womb.
Yeah, like dude, like I don't even like when I'm reading like all the hate from that Joe Rogan podcast with Terrence Howard. I'm like, dude, like. This could be like one of the people that's like one of those progressive thinkers, right? That's actually thinking outside the box of like the standard of whatever science is. It's like, dude, we got to switch it up or we're not going to advance more. You cannot shut down people like that. That's crazy. Yeah. Either you can't say like he's crazy. All you got to do is just bring all the scientists together and then we're going to try to, examine like what the fuck, like what is he talking about, and then just talk about it as a group, like how scientists are supposed to talk.
Yeah,
you talk about like, hey, could this be right? Is this a possibility? Or like, hey, this is like a new way of thinking. I created like so and so. Like, what do you guys think about this? They should all come together as scientists, real scientists of the earth, come together and talk about it, and not just have like a whole community just shit on this dude like this. I'm like, this is how you make a villain. This is not how you advance human race.
Yeah, I can't say I agree with everything I can't say I agree with everything Terrence Howard says, but I'm on the mindset of like throughout history though, like this always happens like throughout humanity where there's always that one outside thinker like a Copernicus or whatever type of like somebody who decided to take a dare to look up at the stars and like question reality.
Yeah,
where everybody's like, man, you lunatic! You can't be saying this.
Yeah, it's a new way. The way his thinking is like it really is like another. It's a new. I don't even know how you want to call it. It's like a radical. It's a radical way of thinking, but he studies it like so much. It's almost like it's easy for someone just to shut it down because they don't understand like what he's talking about. But there are videos out there, right, where like real scientists they're dissecting everything that he's saying and they're putting it together to where they're trying to understand, okay, why is he thinking like this, or like why is he saying like some of the stuff like he's saying, like, and how can we learn from whatever he's saying if you try to think like on a different level. Like just ignore everything you learn like in science, right? And then you're like, all right, let's just start fresh with science and look at it from a different angle. And let's see if we can figure out new problems. Figure out like new answers to like problems we had for a long time. Right? Just change up the whole math. Like change up all that shit. Mm-hmm. Like, do we really know? Like, if you think about it, right? Like humanity, like what have we done like till this point? A lot of our technology is based on like the main shit is like entertaining each other, right? Communications, like wireless communication. But have we ever like did we ever went to like Mars or other planets like that?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, like it seems like it's almost impossible and shit, right?
Yeah, I feel like honestly, I feel like this is a prison planet. We can't like it's almost designed to trap us here because gravity holds us back. We can't. It's too much radiation space. I mean, can't breathe. Like.
Yeah, if you think about it, like we're so advanced, but like we're not traveling to other planets. So like, are we really advanced, or are we like stuck in like this prison of like pure entertainment? With
honestly,
the technology,
I think the best way,
we took all this technology from like, let's say another alien civilization, and we just used it for entertaining and flying fast, like on the Earth. But we're not.
Honestly,
getting
I'd be thinking like NASA and the entertainment, like basically showing us humans like the entertainment of space travel. I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I feel like the conspiracy part of my brain be thinking like it's a cover to make it seem like, oh yeah, we're trying to go out of space, but in reality, like with CERN, that's what the real thing they try to do with CERN. I think space at this point is kind of like, okay, just kind of like, hey, look at the human advancement, but tell them that you're trying to punch a hole through reality and trying to travel and shit. On Earth, you ain't gotta leave the damn planet. You can just punch a hole in it right here, and if you can maybe contain it, like on some Stargate level shit, way more game changing than travel to another planet. Like, shit.
Yeah.
Like, maybe imagine you can go to an Earth. You can go to Earth 2 or Earth 3, another version of Earth.
Yeah.
Like, what? And you can get technology from that advanced Earth or whatever. Like, because we exist at the same time, but Earth went down a separate path, whatever. Ended up like fucking Fallout or some shit. You know, like.
Yeah, like shit. I mean, like if you're thinking like stuff like that, that's really like far out there. Like the stuff Terrence Howard is talking about, it's not even that far out there. Like if you look at the that invention that he made, the linchpin with the, it's almost like he created like a, man, I don't know how he did it, but he made like the bunch of drones like all connected to each other, where it all feeds into its own power, and it can like. It's almost like unlimited power, and it can move like it can move like how a drone moves, but the way it moves is almost like an alien spaceship.
Oh shit!
And he created that like through like the patterns of like the flower of life, basically. This is like I'm probably like butchering the whole thing, but it's from what I can kind of understand from what he was trying to explain to Joe Rogan. Because he's not just talking out his ass; he's actually making these things like in real life, dude. Like people can shit on him all they want. Like this dude is actually out there like building shit, trying to figure shit out, dude. And then the community want to shit on him like they did all the studies, and this the dude was the one doing all the studies, and then it takes like one little comment just to shit on this guy. I was like, dude, like, that's how we don't progress. Like when we shut people down like this, when they're trying to like, hey, like. Dude,
share a philosophy or an idea, you know, like let them speak.
Right, like
know?
You shouldn't be shut down when you're trying to explain something like new to where it doesn't match up with science. Because I had this one psychedelic trip, right, to where I was like, science been stumped for a long time, because it's almost like they gave like an equation, right, where humanity can only reach like a cap to where once they hit that top of the cap, right. They get pushed down because of whatever laws or whatever scientific formula that they made, to where like, all right, you humans cannot progress past this because we're not going to tell you how you can get past that.
Right.
Like we're going to cap you guys off of your knowledge because we already gave you like the formulas of like science and everything. And if something goes against like this science, like you guys are not allowed to even like the science will shut it down because it doesn't add up. Because of the science, like we gave you guys already. So they capped us off, and then they don't want you guys to go above or beyond whatever formulas that the guys gave you like from the beginning. So this is where Terrence Howard come in, and he broke like the whole system down. He's like, no, we got to rewrite this, like this whole shit. Like it's been wrong since the beginning. It's almost like they want to put a cap on you guys. It's like, no, I'm going to take the cap off, and I'm going to do science different. It probably don't make sense to you guys because... Of course, it doesn't make sense to you guys because you guys have been teaching the same science for how many years? Right. Hundreds, thousands of years. You guys have been taught the same science. And then, you know, it kept you in the box, right? Right. And then you can only go so high. Like, your head is hitting the sky and like, doop. And this is what I saw. Before I saw all this podcast stuff, I saw it in a psychedelic trip. I was like, dude, they capped us off. They capped us off to the science of... What I saw was rocket science. And they're like, boop. All you get is rocket science. That's all you guys are going to get. And you guys are stuck in that box of whatever math, science, whatever formula you guys know. Then when somebody comes out like this, right, Terrence Howard, and then he talks about all this new formula or everything that he's talking about, then people shit on him like, holy shit, like, hey, I'm coming out here like with some new stuff that I came across from what I learned.
Trying to enlighten y'all.
Yeah. And then he gets... Yeah. I was like, dude, he could be wrong. He could be right. But I say never shut off anybody that talks like that. Especially when they're actually doing the research and physically the research.
He ain't doing no more harm than what a church or anybody else want to spew out about beliefs. So, I mean, I don't let the man speak. I mean... Shit, you might look. I mean, after watching Three Body Problem, I look. It makes me wonder, like, what if science is wrong on some things? What if it's like what we learned this whole time kind of breaks
Yeah.
it? You know?
Yeah, what if, right? Like, what if a lot of the science kept us in that box that whole time,
Because a lot
right?
of shit on some real shit.
Because it doesn't add up. So if it doesn't add up, they're like, all right, this doesn't exist. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's wild, man.
Bob says, we haven't transcended enough. Too much hate in the world. I always truly believe that we would live in a utopia if there wasn't so much hate in this world. We would have fucking flying cars right now. I truly believe if so many people weren't scared to work, was too scared to work with the other side, I guess, in a lot of ways. A lot of hate involved, and I really do feel like humanity is slowed down to a crawl because of it. And that's the reason why we can't get real shit done. Too many biases and too much hate involved. So maybe one day. Honestly, I think the only way we would probably get out this world of hate, aliens got to show up, like on some Independence Day shit, and we actually got to work with each other. But even then, I don't even know. So
yeah, I don't know, man. But I do think no. I mean, that sounds crazy. But I do think like they're physically trying to shut down like whatever Terrence is saying. All this new science is talking about it. If you actually listen to it, dude, it does sound crazy, man. But it's like, imagine if he's right with everything that he was saying. That would be like a whole slap to the whole humanity, like, right? Because we slept on it, and then we're like, nah, we're not gonna believe you. You sound ridiculous because the science is there. It doesn't add up. All right, let's switch it up. Change the science. Now human can progress, right? Whatever that he's saying, and then whatever that he's saying, it happens to happen to like progress like human beings, like humanity across like where everything is just open up like to the world now. You'll be like, holy shit, this dude was right the whole time, and they shut him down.
Yeah, like they've done that a lot in the past, man. There's been, even back in the day during the medieval times, where like I said, some philosopher or some man decided to dare to look up at the stars with a telescope and come back and say like, hey guys, like the sun don't revolve around us, we revolve around the sun. Kill him! Like, it was like, oh shit! It's like I'm trying to tell y'all
like that
facts,
easy.
man.
One little comment from the crowd.
I'm just telling y'all the mathematical equation. Like, we ain't the way we rotating. Like, the sun ain't moving around us. We going around the sun. That's why we got seasons. They ain't trying to hear that shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. like,
burn him at the stake.
Like, actually, like, listen to that podcast. Like, and don't think like this dude is crazy. Like, I actually listened to it because I listened to it twice, and the second time I listened to it, it's even more deeper. I was like, and then there's like videos were saying like, oh, there's people that actually believe this crazy guy. I was like, who the fuck are you? Like, because you have like such a big audience, you can like shit on somebody like this.
There's people out there that believe in crazier shit than this. I'm
Way
not even
crazier.
Man, there's people that believe that JFK is still alive. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's.
Watch that man get his shit blown out on live TV.
The difference, like with Terrence, like he has the studies. It's like he's actually doing it physically. He's doing all of it, dude. He ain't like no dudes that just talking out his ass just to be more famous, dude. He's already like an Oscar actor. Like he's already done it all. Like
this, I've been wanting
his
to check
main
out
passion. Yeah,
I've been wanting to check it out before too. Because I remember like years ago he's talking about not the golden ratio, the Pythagorean theorem or something like that. So I'm talking about in an interview one time. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was so far out there. And everybody was laughing at it. I was like, I kind of want to hear what the rest of you got to say because I ain't never heard anybody talk like this in the interview.
Here's the equation that he said where people made fun of him and they never trusted him ever again.
Oh.
The 1 times 1.
Yes, that's what he bought. Yeah, in the interview, yeah.
This was the one where like, all right, this is the dude that he thinks is genius. It's like 1 times 1 is 2. Like, how? They're like, how is 2? But the way, if you listen to Joe Rogan podcast, how he explained it, like if you have like one object, you will have another object times that object. What does the other object go?
Yeah.
It still exists in space.
Yeah.
So it was like, I can't explain it, but cause
it's like just because that's not the answer doesn't mean
you guys can attack me. I'm not no damn mathematician or whatever. But yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I remember that 1x1. He's like, no, it's 2, and I was like, people are dragging him for that. I was like, golly, yo,
Yeah,
whatever.
like dude, just change the math up a little. Like,
Honestly, if you look at it like this, a time sign is actually just a plus sign just turned on the side. That's all it is.
oh.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah, they were talking about a black hole, and Joe Rogan asked him like, "What about a black hole? Like, is that really a black hole?" It's like, no, that is not a black hole. Like, if you think about it, like everything happens in like vortices, right? Like everything spins like in a circle. Everything spins in a circle. That means like there's just gonna be like that negative space there, and that's your hole. But it's not like a black hole. That's something you go in, nothing comes out. He said this is how the universe works. Like it all operates like in a circular motion. Just like with everything, like how he was saying, like there's no such thing as a straight line. Because if you think about it, right, you look at a straight line like on a computer. If you zoom up on a straight line on a computer with like a microscopic telescope, or not telescope, with a microscopic whatever electronic telescope, you can see like that straight line is built up on round circles. It's not a straight line.
Whoa.
It looked like a straight line, but it's not a straight line. So he's saying like everything in nature, there's no straight line in nature. But he gets more deep into it. Like whatever he said on the Joe Rogan podcast in that 3 hours is maybe 10% of what he actually knows about everything.
Yeah.
Which is like shit. Like if you're like a scientist, right? Dissect that shit. And now I'm seeing videos of scientists like dissecting it. Like they're talking about the whole equation with pi, like 3.14. Like what the whole equation. There's like a scientist, right, who based his whole career on the whole pi thing, right? And then he talked about everything that Terrence Howard said on that podcast, and he wants to talk to him now.
Oh shit.
Cause like he's on to something, dude. He's definitely on to something.
Hey, he's got to start from somewhere. I know people probably want to discredit him because he's a movie star and all that, but
That's the main
shit.
thing. Joe Rogan said that too. He was like, I think because you're like a movie star, you're not gonna get the credit that you deserve. Because he was like, he was like, imagine like if everything you're saying is right. He's like, everybody else would be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Terrence like, everybody's wrong. But then like when you hear stuff like that, you're like, okay, this guy's full of shit. He's in his head. He thinks he's like a genius scientist guy.
Right.
But this dude is actually doing shit. That's the difference with him and other scientists. Scientists, they can speak on theory the whole time, but at the end of the day, it's like a theory.
Still just theory, man. That's
yeah.
what. At the end of the day, you always have to come back to like, but this is still just theory. Like, and I watch science shit all the time. Like, yeah, we just saw like a supernova out there in space. I'm like, well, have we really seen a supernova before? Like,
Right. It's theoretic. Even like he was saying how he wants to sit down with Neil deGrasse Tyson or the dude, the Japanese guy, all of them.
Yeah.
Like he's like any real scientist, he wants to sit down and he wants to talk about all like the patents he got, like the stuff that he discovered like on his own or whatever vision that he had. He wants to talk about this like with real scientists. And he has done a lot of this at universities and everything. He's talking to scientists, all that, dude. Like he's not just an actor.
yeah.
His real shit is beyond acting. That's what people gotta realize. Like this dude ain't doing this shit for money, man.
Right.
It's something more greater. Like something is happening. Because he was saying in nature, he was saying like when an animal needs to protect itself, what happens in nature? The animal starts to grow horns, right?
Yeah, so
to protect itself. So he's saying like now, like in nature, humanity, the reason why he's given all this knowledge now is because humanity, we need this information to progress as far as like for humanity, how we can advance forward.
Yeah.
Like he's given the information, like in nature, he's given the horns, metaphorically speaking, he's given the information to advance like human beings to progress further.
That's real shit, man.
And I
That's
think
why
that's
you see
what's
like
happening.
that's real shit. That's like when you see like animals that are like usually like prey. Their eyes are always on the side of their head, so they can see everything behind them. So it's
Right.
like you're gonna adjust to your environment.
Yes.
Your eyes and technology and knowledge.
Yeah. And I think like that that goes the same like with humanity, right? Like I think we're at that stage now where we need to progress. If we don't progress now, right? If we don't advance like our human knowledge and stuff like that, I mean, we could probably be like extinct so easily if we don't fucking advance.
Yeah, but we gotta learn to work with each other first. Shit.
That's one of the main things, dude. People don't know like we're all connected to each other. Another thing he was talking about was how he said like you can teach a mouse like in France, right, to do like some weird, like something like some weird activity, right? And then the same mouse like in New York will learn the same thing like through some type of connectivity, like through an invisible cloud. Like they're all learning like from the cloud something, right? They all pick up on the same thing and they pick up the same nature. Like it doesn't matter where you are at the planet, anywhere on the planet, right? You still learn the same behavior as like another mouse that lives in France. Yeah. And then when he said that, dude, like a light bulb struck in my head to where, remember I was telling you a long time when we were children, right? Remember that little S that we drew?
Yeah, the little symbol in school books and shit.
Yeah, we drew it in the school books. We drew it on the desk. And we all lived far apart. Everybody in the world. Man, yeah. And this was before the internet. Before anybody had access to the internet. But for some reason, we all drew the same S.
Everyone did. Everyone did shit.
Everybody in the world was drawing that stupid ass S, right?
Everyone. A generation of kids. I think it's like a millennial thing. It's like we all happen to be drawing the same
and then
shit.
If you think about that, right? This was like my light bulb moment where I was like, okay, everybody is connected. Because at that time, there's no internet. There was nothing. We drew that from like, okay, I heard this kid did it, so I'm going to do it. Yeah. But little do I know, Chris in Baltimore was drawing the same S.
The same shit, yeah.
Yeah, way far away. People in France, people in Japan, people in Australia drew the same S. That special S.
I remember years ago, I can't remember who it was. It might have been like BuzzFeed or some shit, but they had an article talking about how they had cracked the mystery of who started it. And I guess I kind of believed it, but at the same time, it might be somebody trying to take credit for it. But yeah, there's some guy took credit for it and said like the reason why it spread and all this stuff. But I don't know. But at the same time, it seemed like they weren't really too sure either if the guy really started it. So I was like, to me, it's still a mystery. Don't nobody know.
Yeah.
Don't nobody know none of this shit.
That is one of the like wild mysteries, and I think that was the one thing that kind of like nailed it in the coffin for me, where I was like, dude, we definitely had to be all connected, like mentally, in some type of space where we all did the same thing at the same time. Cause like another crazy thing, like my parents, they do all the same thing like with other Cambodian parents, and I was like wondering, like, you guys just told all the same stories the whole time, like whatever stories, like, oh, you shouldn't eat when you're laying down because you're gonna become a crocodile. Yeah. Weird shit like that. And then they told all their kids that. The whole Cambodian community, they had all the same stories.
All right. The same thing with black communities. Like, we all have, like, the same black experiences, but I ain't never met this other black person, but we all have the same, like...
Right. It's
word of mouth spread of, like, same shit.
Dude. Yeah, but Terrence was saying, like, how, like, dude, we're all connected, dude. When you guys, like, realize how connected we are, then... we can start becoming like a real community, and we can start helping each other out, like the real.
We're the same species.
Yeah,
we're literally the same species.
Right. We shouldn't be attacking like each other if you think about it, right? Like when you go to like another planet, right? You visit another planet, you would think like everybody on the planet acts like in unity. Like, all right, we have to all come together, and then we have to see what's this alien person coming out like from the sky. We have to get together and find out what's happening. Meanwhile, on Earth, there's not unity like that. Like, when stuff like that happens, like, all right, we're going to fucking take this alien, and then we're going to lock him up, and then we're going to get all the information out from him. We're going to hide all the information from other countries.
I blame it on two things. I blame it on the invention of race, which is a human concept, and borders. That was something I learned not too long ago. They said, like, creating borders in countries has literally caused issues on a global scale because it makes people territorial, which then creates wars and stuff. And that's why some people are saying, like, that's in the politics, say, like, they should get rid of borders because we should all be able to share this land together. Because when you set borders, it does create like this type of nationalistic type of society. Like, well, you don't belong here. This is our territory. When we all got to share this damn planet together in some way. So, I know we're messy as humans. We really messy. I think we need to stop making race such a big deal about shit and focus on as a in a perfect world. That's what we should do. But focus on take race out the mix and focus on like us as a species having to work together. We all just happen to have different shades and different cultures. But because at the end of the day, man, like when William Shatner, the guy that did the Star Trek TV shows, he was the Captain Kirk. When he went to outer space a couple of years ago. And when he came back down to Earth, he had like this crazy ass existential crisis because at the time he was like the oldest man to go into space. I think he was like 90, 91. But when he came back, when he talked about his story, it wasn't SpaceX. It was on Jeff Bezos shit. He talked about when he was on a spaceship. He's like, yeah, I was on there with like young 20-something-year-old YouTubers and content makers and all this other stuff, and they're all joking around on the spaceship while we're in space. But I'm like 90 years old, looking out the window, and I see like this little blue dot where we live at, and I look out another window, and I just see complete darkness. Because they say like when you go out of space in a spaceship, you can't see stars anymore. You can only see stars if you're on Earth. So they say. So, but anyways, William Shatner says he looked out the other window. He saw completely darkness out there in space. He saw nothing. And when he got back down to Earth, he started to cry because he's like, man, like it's just us. He had like existential crisis. He's like, we got to do better now. We got to treat each other better because if this shit goes up here, we can't go anywhere else. We can't move anywhere else. This is it. So
yeah, it's so small.
It's very profound. Yeah, because they even started to say now too, where they started to question the idea like, okay, if we're gonna start making space travel like a common thing for people that can afford it, we need to start doing more studies about how a person's mind is before they go to space and how they are psychologically when they come back. Because they say like people start coming back and start having like existential crises and start questioning reality. Like, because leaving Earth is not going to like another state or another country. It's like you leaving a fucking planet. And this is like it might have some long-term effects on the mind. So, but we all need to start thinking on that level though. Like this is all we got. So,
yeah, definitely. Like actually seeing like Earth like from far away like that as a little tiny blue planet, and like holy shit, everybody I love is on that planet. That little
everything
planet.
you've ever known is on that.
Yeah, everything like could be or what could not be is all on that planet. And you're like, holy shit, dude.
Fuck, I'm scared.
Yeah, then you look at everything like from a wider lens, like holy shit, man, like this is what we have right here. We gotta take care of everything like we have like on this planet, and I think a lot of people are waking up to that now because there's a lot of more stuff happening, like with the dude, the Indian guy, Sadhguru, where he's going. He did like a whole tour. He went to all these different countries, teaching them about how to like make soil, like where you can plant stuff again instead of like because if it's soil, right? If soil dies and it dries up to at a point where you can't plant nothing anymore, the soil is dead. So it's like, okay, we have to start a project to where we got to teach these countries how to make the soil working again so we can start planting stuff like for the next generation of humans. Because if we don't do that, guess what? That next generation of humans, they're not going to have nothing to live off of, right? They can't plant nothing because the soil's all dried up. It's all sand now. You can't plant a plant on sand, right?
Yeah, right. And there's probably some people out there too that have like when they think like, well, how's this going to benefit me? I'm not going to help if this doesn't benefit me right now. But then after I watched Three Body Problem, and they were talking about like, well, the alien's going to be here in 400 years. Like that one dude was like, well, why should I care? That's 400 years from now. Right. Like that ain't the point, man. We gotta. This shit is bigger than you. This is our existence is on the line. Yeah. And just because you don't want to have kids and you don't want to like carry on any kind of legacy, you ain't the only person that has to live here. So you need to help. That black dude that was kind of like, man, I don't want nothing to do with this. Well, because you don't want to have a kid and care about your genetic legacy, don't mean other people don't. So pitch in, help out and fight because this is about all of us. And yeah, so that's why that soil shit's important, man. That shit may not benefit the people wholly right now in this generation, but in the future, you got to worry about the kids coming up, man. Because we like, let's say like that's happening like here now, right? Like we know like, all right, there's like a damn species that's coming out here that's gonna destroy us, right? But like let's say we could do something now,
and we could like prevent a lot of this from happening, like for the future generation,
Mm-hmm.
I would do something, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm like, where do I start? Where
yeah,
do
I
I?
mean, like, sure, 400 years from now, like, oh, you're not thinking that far, like, oh yeah, I'll be dead, like, fuck it. It's almost like
Yeah.
you're saying, like, good luck, the future.
Yeah, right. It's not my problem. I got mines. I live my life.
Right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Earth is a hard class, man.
It is, man.
And
This is it. This is the class.
I feel like in the future, it's just gonna get harder, dude.
I
Especially
think
like
it might get easier. I think it's just
easier.
and no, not easier. It's never gonna get any easier. I think us as a people, like the internet follows faults and purposes, and there's a lot that's and it's been used for awful things. But for the most part, I do see it's like it's been a tool to carry on knowledge and make people a little bit more empathetic and knowledgeable towards real world issues like the Israel and Palestine shit,
Right.
and everybody's like saying that shit's fucked up, it's wrong. Where 50 years ago, probably most people wouldn't even question it because most people wouldn't even known about it. So it's making people a lot more aware of things, and us sharing knowledge of each other's communities, ideas. I mean, the world is becoming a softer place. That's why people want to change their wordings about them and they and stuff. Like it's happening in real time. We all making adjustments to the world that's changing around us.
Yeah.
But I feel like in some kind of way, we all learn to have to work together as a team on some level. We're not nowhere near the last level of this. We still got many generations to go. But as of right now, I feel like this is kind of like the start of at least us learning. Because back then, like we're still in like before shit. Emails was mind breaking at one point for us. Now it's like, oh, this is instantly like even us doing Discord. We went from what a century ago having pigeons sending letters to now this shit. So it was like the knowledge
Yeah.
is spreading
It's
fast.
very
Man.
short amount of time span
Yeah.
too. But dude, like what I was thinking, right? Like how, like we're living like at the time and age where we're getting used to like people identifying as like certain people that they're not, right? I think it's at the stage right now to where they're trying to get the community comfortable in that aspect to where when the real aliens come in, right? They're like, all right, I identify as Zachariah something from the planetary system and you know Sectoric galaxy.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit. So I think maybe
They are here.
yeah, like these are the real different people now, right?
It's new
And
class.
we just got you guys used to like identifying as like certain people. Like, all right, yeah, this is weird. It's like, oh, I identify as a damn like
Yeah,
a table. Like I'm a table. Like treat me as a table.
Because we might get some aliens that show up here that might be like a male seahorse where they carry the babies and in the male. You know what I'm saying? Like that might be.
Right. So
Would you call an alien like that? Just call them they.
exactly. So we definitely need a safe space for the aliens coming from other planets, and they're like, hey, we're just coming here to chill.
We don't
I
want to
identify
insult
as a
them.
seahorse that carries babies, and I'm the full size version of a grown man here on Earth. Treat me well, because I identify as a seahorse.
They don't want us. They don't want us insulting our alien overlords. Like they call they and them. Don't call them anything outside of that.
Yeah, they're like, hey, like
Insult.
Earth, like you guys should be used to this right now, right? Like you guys should be,
Predictive.
because now the real
Predictive
aliens are coming,
Is that
or they're already here, but they're now like they just want to show themselves out.
slowly?
Because let me tell you guys something. I was on a mushroom trip, right? I always talk about this stuff like this, but on a mushroom trip, what I saw was like an alien race that they felt like they want to communicate with us like socially, like they want to walk amongst us like normally, but they said they can't do it because of the society restrictions, where they would be so casted out as like, oh, you're an alien, we can never be normal with you guys.
Yeah.
But what I saw on my mushroom trip, they showed me, they're like, dude, we're just normal people. We just want to hang out with you guys too. But we're here. We're already here. And we want to hang out with you guys. So I think something's happening in society. A lot of people might agree or not agree about it. Like where they're trying to get people, like trying to normalize the whole, hey, I identify as this, I identify as that. But I think the way they're doing it is kind of, it's hardcore. But I'm thinking on a broader aspect of everything that's happening right now, right? And then with my mushroom trip, I was like, oh shit, maybe they're doing this because a lot of their people wants to come out and just chill with us, dude. They want to walk normal like us. They want to walk on the streets. They're tired of being underground, wherever they're at. They're like, hey, we just want to chill with you guys. We're just so tired of it. Like that's why we send some representatives like up on Earth and just trying to do all this crazy stuff and trying to normalize like people identifying as different species or whatever, like whatever it is. But what I saw on a mushroom trip, they just want to be up here with us. They just want to hang out with us, dude. Want to be normal. Hanging out.
I would hide too, man.
Hanging out with aliens like that. I'm a dude. To me, I say run that shit. But society, I don't know. They're not there yet.
We still got some ways to go.
Yeah.
I mean, the aliens that are in hiding are probably like, man, look, they can't even get along with looking different colors on this damn planet. We got 4 arms. What?
Yeah.
They're gonna kill us.
Yeah, we're still the whole racial thing is too hard.
Yeah. We're still in the early. I still feel like we're still in the early phases of humanity. We're not even that far into it, in my opinion. We still got.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then like imagine like they really are sitting like on the back bench and like, damn man, I kind of want to play soccer.
Right, but I can't because
like
my tail might pop out.
Yeah, it's like I want to play football. Like I want to do like normal human shit on Earth.
If they let me.
Yeah, crazy. We got another story?
I'm good. That's about it.
Oh, we good? Yeah, almost 2 hours, huh? That was good.
Good shit.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We'll catch you guys next week on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Peace out. Adios.
See you guys.